Welcome to another episode of Best of America by Horseback. I'm Tom C. When people talk about Kentucky, it's hard not to think about horses. This week we're taking you to a special place in Kentucky, adjacent to the Daniel Boone National Forest. It's called the Hang 'em High Horse Camp, and we're so excited to share this gorgeous location with our viewers. Owners Wendell and Sonny Allen are trail riders, so they created this wonderful horse camp that has everything trail riders would need with access to many miles of trails. We had a chance to hear an incredibly new young voice of musical talent. I got to meet a man who raised my horse Willie, and we met a very special young man whose life is greatly enhanced by horses. This is a story that will truly inspire you. Sit back, relax, and stay tuned to this episode of Best of America by Horseback from Kentucky.
On this episode of Best of America by Horseback, Tom C. is riding in Kentucky at the Hang 'em High Horse Camp. Located in London, Kentucky, Hang 'em High is owned and operated by Wendell and Sonny Allen. The camp was opened in 2014 by Wendell and Sonny, and they just celebrated their 5th anniversary in July.
First of all, whose idea was this to have a horse camp?
Well, this kind of happened. We was down here camping and got to talking to the people that owned it, and we was camping that weekend. Next weekend we owned it.
Sonny, this place is spread out so you're not crowded. How many stalls? Describe the facilities that you have.
Okay, we have 20 electric and water campsites, and then we have 3 bunkhouse cabins and 53 covered stalls.
You can take a whole bunch of people.
Yes, yep.
Now, it was raining some yesterday and people were a little nervous about going out, but you were bundled up and ready to go. It doesn't bother you at all, the weather, does it?
No, we just ride.
How many trails are available from here?
Mileage, I think we've got like 45 miles marked. Probably a good 3 days or 4 days of riding.
All they want to do is
Yeah,
here.
all they want to do, yeah.
What can they expect to see on the trail?
We've got a lot of creek crossings, and we have a lot of rock formations and cliffs and caves, and there's actually one trail you'll ride right under the cliffs, and the mountain laurels this time of year is blooming. It's really pretty, and then the hole in the wall, it's a big cave. You can probably put close to 80 horses in it, you know.
Not a little cave.
No, it's not a little cave. It's pretty neat.
Who does all the manicured lawns and all of this that's so perfect? Does that all fall on you?
Yeah, I'm the maintenance person.
The entire maintenance department?
Yeah, I'm the entire maintenance crew right here.
Well, it absolutely looks beautiful. When people come here and they ask you, what's it like? How do you describe this place?
Well, I guess family campground, you know, we want everybody to have fun and have a good time and just relax and be able to enjoy themselves, and the riding is just beautiful. Just lots of scenery, lots of rock formations and creek crossings. And
your favorite place to ride on all the trails that are available from here would be what?
I like the Swinging Bridge Trail. It's about 17 miles, and it's really scenic, pretty. Got some waterfalls and big timber.
Well, now when you leave here, we're up on a knoll, and you ride down to where the trails really begin. You have trails that anybody can ride, all the way up to as challenging, I guess, as they want to be.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate?
Yeah, they're somewhat challenging, some of our trails, but we've got some that's easy for most every rider.
Now, are you open year-round?
Yeah, we really don't close down. It gets slow in December, but we have a lot of people that are traveling, and since we're so close to I-75, they'll stop and just kind of stay the night.
Hang 'em High Horse Camp sits nestled in the Daniel Boone National Forest, where guests have access to an extensive network of trails, providing guests with days and days of riding, perfect for any length of stay. Guided rides are also available to guests at Hang 'em High upon request. They also have a team of mules and a wagon that can carry guests through the beautiful Kentucky forests and on country back roads if you're not traveling with your own horses.
I see a lot of mules here. Good place to ride a mule.
Yeah.
And I met your cousin yesterday. He has a team. I don't know if he's going to be here
Yeah,
today or
he's
not.
here, yeah.
You enjoy the teams here on these roads around through the camp?
Right, yeah.
Kids love it?
Oh, yeah. If we do lots of rides on weekends, we'll hitch up. I got a big wagon that hauls several people, and we'll ride them around camp and stuff.
While Best of America by Horseback did not film in the National Forest, and bad weather limited our riding options, we were able to ride and film with guests on privately owned property and across some of the beautiful private campground areas. When guests stay at Hang'em High Horse Camp, they have access to water and electric hookups, as well as picnic tables and fire pits at each campsite. Primitive campsites are also available, and they have cabins for rent.
Now, if you're traveling through and you don't have a horse trailer or haven't planned on a place to stay, they can come stay in a cabin here, can't they?
Yeah.
How many cabins? What's available?
We have 3 bunkhouse cabins.
There are small, peaceful picnic pavilions with hanging swings located near several of the campsites where guests can kick back and relax after a long day of riding. A bathhouse is centrally located on the grounds, and they have an RV dump station. Ice, hay, and firewood are available on premises, and guests have access to free Wi-Fi. For guests who don't want to cook on site, there are grocery and dining options as near as 4 minutes away. For horse accommodations, they have 50 covered stalls conveniently located in several barns throughout the campground. They also have a concrete wash area for horses. Guests have unlimited access to sawdust for their horse stalls. There is even a small store located inside the office where guests can purchase souvenirs and riding gear. They also have a beautifully kept pond and gazebo in the campground area. It is well stocked for those who like to fish.
You have a pond behind us, very attractive, scenic pond. But people go down there and fish, and they're pulling bass out of that pond. That's, is it well stocked, I guess?
Yeah.
What's the biggest fish came out of that pond?
Well, we got some in there about, they're carp. We got 3 carp in there.
Now the carp keep it clean?
Yeah.
I don't see how you keep it trimmed perfectly all the way around. Absolutely lovely.
The folks at Hang'em High Horse Camp love mules. They even host a special event dedicated to mules and their riders, where anyone, even those without a mule, can join in on the fun.
When spring rolls around, there's a special event you have here in the spring. Tell me about it.
Well, it's the second weekend in May, and we call it a mule party, and it's just a bunch of people get together. You don't have to have a mule to be here, but there will be lots of mules, both work mules and ride mules, and we just have a special weekend. We do guided rides and guided wagon rides, and then on Saturday night we have a big meal, and it's free. It's all included, and then we usually have either a DJ or a band play that Saturday night.
If people want to make a reservation or find out more about Hang'em High Horse Camp, how do they do it?
The best way is just to call me, but I do text or email. So.
You have a website?
Yep, we got a website.
Website is?
It's hanghamhighhorsecamp.com.
Okay, right here in Kentucky.
Yep.
It's most refreshing to be here. It's clean, super clean, nice people, nice place. You need to put on your bucket list of places to travel. Hang'em High Horse Ranch right here in Kentucky. You stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Tom C. is riding with viewers in London, Kentucky at the Hang'em High Horse Camp with access to miles of horse trails in the Daniel Boone National Forest. Over the years, we have met so many wonderful riders and inspiring people in our journeys across America. On this ride, we had the opportunity to meet Trent. a very special young man who, beyond expectations, has advanced much further in life due to the love and dedication of his family and the healing nature of horseback riding.
There was a young man that came through here yesterday that is challenged, and he was on a horse. I think he's ridden 19 states. Does he ride here a lot?
Yes, he does. Yep. They're regulars here.
Tammy, Trent's grandmother, spoke with Tom about Trent's journey with his family and how they have overcome everything life can throw at them.
I feel like Trent has been an inspiration to a lot of people over the years. He was born with severe quadriplegic cerebral palsy. Neurologists told us that he shouldn't be much more than what would be called a vegetable in a bed. He shouldn't interact. He shouldn't do any of the things he's done. He was born without the right side of his brain. It just didn't develop. We didn't know that at birth, and we treated him like a normal baby. Expected him to do things like anybody else. It wasn't until he was about 6 to 9 months that we got the diagnosis that this is why he's not reaching out, he's not rolling over. And we were devastated. But the doctor said, he's already accomplished more than he should have been able to. So keep doing what you're doing.
Family did not give up.
No, sir.
That's the difference here.
That's the difference.
I watched him ride by today on a horse. How many states has he ridden in so far?
He's ridden in about 19 different states. He's started riding horses out in National Forest, trail riding, not just arena riding, trail riding when he was 6 months old. He's never stopped. He started riding his own horse that we ponied this is his 9th season riding by himself. We can ride 6 straight days, 8 hours a day, and we get back to camp. Sometimes he recognizes the way back to camp, and he'll start saying on the trail, "Don't take me there. I'm not done."
I've had a lot of trail guys that can't do that.
He does. He says, "Don't take me there." And when he does get back to camp, the first thing he does is get on that spring horse and ride that spring horse till he eats supper and goes to bed. He just knows that life is good and life is fun.
Despite everything against him.
Despite everything against him, there are no bad days. Every day is a good day. When he wakes up in the morning, I get him up in the morning, his mother gets him up in the morning and he'll say, "Where are you taking me today?" I'll ask him, "Where do you want to go?" "I want to go ride."
Tom had a special surprise during our visit to Hingham High Horse Camp. He had the opportunity to meet Larry Votaw, the breeder of Tom's horse, Willie. Larry told Tom about the day Willie was born and how he had a rough start in life.
Larry, I've known who you were for many years, but this ride's the first time I got to meet you and talk to you.
Uh-huh.
And you and me and little Willie have a connection, and look at him looking at you. Tell the story. You raised this horse.
Yes, I had his mama, and I looked out one morning. It was 13 degrees in March. There was snow on. He couldn't get his head out of the afterbirth, and I went down through the snow in my house shoes with no coat, uncovered his head, carried him into the shed, and the tips of both ears had frostbit, and they fell off. And for 6 weeks, his tongue hung out about that far. And you could push it back up in his mouth and it'd fall right back out. After about 6 weeks, he got it back in there, and he's been going strong ever since.
He's back to see you now.
Yep.
Do you think he recognizes you?
Well, when I walked up to the stall and called his name, he came over to me so I could rub on his head, kind of like maybe he did. I know I recognized him.
Larry also enjoyed the opportunity to ride Willie once again.
You want to ride him?
I would love to.
You raised him, trained him. If you fall off on camera, it's going to be a big deal. I don't know if the stirrups are right for you.
Yeah, well, they probably will be.
But he's all yours, and it'd be an honor to see you ride him.
It'd be an honor to ride him again.
What is it, the bond that people should develop with that horse? How do they develop the bond?
You know, sometimes I think it's a personal, just a natural connection, like you meet somebody the first time and it's like you've known them all your life.
Well, what do you think, little Willie? I think he still remembers you.
I hope so.
pleasure having you ride him again.
It's a pleasure riding him.
Tom spoke with local Kentuckian Peggy Gray about how much fun she had during her trip with Best of America by Horseback to Hang'em High Horse Camp.
Peggy, this is the first time you've been here.
Yes, sir.
What was it like? What did you expect?
Well, we walked into the office and Sunny was wonderful. She traded spots with us. She gave us a spot next to our friends who had traveled here because we were going to park primitive. And she gave us electric. So they've been wonderful here. Just absolutely accommodating. They just real friendly and one of the best experiences I've ever had.
Great fishing in this pond. Everything is well groomed. Great stalls. You usually ride what kind of horse?
I have a Tennessee Walker, black Tennessee Walker.
How long have you ridden that horse?
Around 10 years.
Getting to know the horse pretty good. So you like it here in Kentucky?
I love it. This is my state. I'm from Hartford, Kentucky.
Do we have a friend that we want to say hi to?
Yes, I do. I'd like to say hi to my little granddaughter. She's 3 years old. Hi, Audrey. Love you.
Watches all the shows.
Watches all the shows. She stands in front of the TV and she watches the horse riders, and if they wave, she's excited. She says,
Waves
"Oh,
back
they're
at every
waving
one
at me
of them."
now. They're waving at me."
Well, we'll wave to her and we'll be right back.
Welcome back. Best of America by Horseback and Tom C. are visiting Hang'em High Horse Camp in London, Kentucky. When Tom and the Best of America by Horseback staff travel to locations to ride with viewers, they always ask if the location knows of local musicians who may want to come out to entertain guests over the weekend. Wendell and Sonny arranged for entertainment for both Friday and Saturday evenings. On Saturday night, the local Honeys, a bluegrass duo from Kentucky, entertained guests with many of their own original songs and songs written by other Kentucky songwriters, while guests enjoyed a meal under the pavilion and picnic tent. The ride weekend and meal were sponsored by local businesses, including the Reese Brothers Mule Company, Buffalo Wings and Rings, Dixie Long Ears Mule Magazine, and by Caleb Wilson Trail Horses. Phoebe White, a very talented, up-and-coming young singer, entertained guests on Friday evening, wowing them with her big voice and spirited personality.
Last night for the reception, there was a young lady that was singing an incredible voice. What a surprise. You have to be really proud of her music as well.
Yes, absolutely. And we were just very excited she could come here and perform, and she's local, so that made it even better.
Tom had a chance to talk with Phoebe and even gave her a short riding lesson on his horse Willie.
Yodeling's pretty tough. Is it hard to learn to do that?
Well, after you learn the first yodel, it's a little bit harder to learn the second yodel because it's totally different from the first one that you learned.
Can you do a little bit of that for me?
Okay.
Where do you think we might see you in the future?
I don't know.
Where would you like to go in the future?
Well, I want to go to the Grand Ole Opry and to Western Kentucky, I think, to the Kentucky Opry.
If you'd like more information on visiting Hang'em High Horse Camp in London, Kentucky, and riding in the Daniel Boone National Forest, you can call Sonny at 606-682-3370. Visit their Facebook page, Hang'em High, or any of their social media pages on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Best of America by Horseback. We've enjoyed being here in London, Kentucky, and hope maybe you'll join us on a future ride. If you'd like to see where we're going to be or join us, you can visit us on our website, www.bestofamericabyhorseback.com, or visit us on Facebook. We'd also love to hear your ideas of locations that we may want to ride in the future. You can write to me direct at tc10@aol.com, and we'll certainly look it up and see if maybe we can make that ride happen and you can get to join us. Thank you again for watching. We'll see you next week.